If you don't like where you are right now in life, you don't like the person that you are, you don't like the direction that your life is heading, you're just not happy, you're not content, this video is for you because I want to remind you that you can literally reinvent yourself whenever the fuck you want, however many times you want. Okay, there is no limit on this. There is no rule book. You do not have to wait until the 1st of January. You do not have to wait until a new astrological year. You do not have to wait until your birthday month. Okay, you can literally decide right now in this moment that you want to reinvent yourself. I want you to think about the dream version of yourself. I want you to think about your dream life, and I want you to get crystal fucking clear on how that woman is behaving. I want you to get clear on how she's dressing. I want you to get clear on how she's speaking to herself. Okay. And it's not just about aesthetics. It's very easy. There's so many videos that tell you to just dress the part. But if behind closed doors, you are still doing the same habits and behaviors of the old version of you, the version of you that's not happy, the version of you that's not where she wants to be, you're completely missing the point. Get a piece of paper, write down detail by detail everything about this future version of you that's living the life that you want. If the future version of you is a woman who has a man that worships the ground that she walks on, who leads, who initiates, who provides, who is emotionally, physically, spiritually in tune and supportive, but in your current reality, you're on Hinge or Tinder or whatever dating app, just accepting bare minimum attention from guys who quite clearly don't have anything in common with you, how do you expect to get that love? How do you expect to get that relationship? You need to create a shift from the person you are now to the person that you want to be. And that is going to include, using this example, raising your standards, no longer leaking your energy to absolutely anybody and everybody who's offering you a crumb of attention. Instead of seeking validation and attention and whatever it is from these men, giving it to yourself, so that when this future guy comes into your life, you are going to be able to actually accept and hold that love. If you're wanting to grow your own business, if you're looking to be like an entrepreneur, maybe looking to be a content creator, or maybe you're looking to take your art and monetize it, how are you showing up day to day? Are you actually being visible? Are you showing up on social media? Are you going to networking events? Are you putting yourself out there, going to places where other artists might hang out or other content creators might hang out? Or are you just hiding in your bedroom, scrolling for 4 hours a day, comparing yourself and then never actually doing anything about it? This is how you reinvent yourself. I want you to look at the woman that you are today and the woman that you want to be. And I want you to close that gap. I want you to break down every detail of your life, the way that you eat, what you do in the morning, your nighttime routine, how you dress, the type of friendships that you have, how you engage with your family members, and then the type of woman that you want to be. And then that gap in between of who you are now and who you want to be needs to be closed through changing and upgrading your behaviors and your habits. If the future version of you is somebody who gets to travel all the time and is super healthy and makes lots of passive income and has a lot of energy to go out and to go dancing and do all of these things, but the current version of you gets up in the morning, scrolls for an hour, goes to the gym once a month, gets takeaways every night, and gets 6 hours of sleep, how are you going to become that future version of you with those sorts of habits and behaviors? Do you see what I mean? And maybe it won't be as extreme as I've just talked about, but if you are not where you want to be right now, there is a gap that needs to be filled. And the only way that you can actually identify that is to sit down and be really honest with yourself about how you are behaving, your habits and behaviors. If you are somebody who wants to be very money smart, very good with money in the future, be able to have a lot of money and make a lot of investments, but you're currently not earning the money that you want to earn, you're in a job that you don't like and you spend £10 a day on an overpriced matcha because it makes you feel better, that is not how that future version of you would behave. Yes, she would have more money. She would buy the overpriced matcha, but she's also smart with her money and she budgets and she doesn't spend money that she doesn't have on things that aren't getting her to where she wants to be. If you dream of being surrounded by sisters who get you, who are creative, who are also very mission driven and heart led and have big goals, but you are surrounding yourself in friendships where they make sly digs at each other. They don't fully support you in your dreams. They gossip. You don't really feel like you have a lot in common with them. You need to be going to spaces where more like-minded people are and not leaking your energy to people who aren't going in the same direction as you. If you do this exercise and you can clearly see the gap and you slowly start to plug that gap, I'm not saying you have to do everything overnight. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves and our nervous systems, but you create an action plan. These are the most important things. These are things I'm going to do first. Then once you've nailed those, maybe it's, not looking at your phone first thing in the morning and winding down before bed, because let's face it, sleep is one of the most important things. You've got to get the foundation in first. Nutrition, exercise, sleep, making sure you're regulated, whatever that looks like for you, whatever helps you calm and switch off mentally and physically and just go into that rest and digest state. Then once you have those foundations and it's just normal for you to do those things, then maybe once you've got that sorted, or if you've got that sorted already and it's around like maybe being visible, then you start to make a promise to yourself to show up on social media once a day. Even if it takes you 2 hours to post a 2-minute video because of the editing and because you can't get your words out, it doesn't matter, because once you start to do that every day and you make that commitment, you'll find that the ideas just flow. For those who don't know my journey, I have had severe chronic health issues for the past 7 years, and I have had to reinvent myself so many times. This time last year, I was still really sick. I was basically housebound. I was trying to go on social media, but I just couldn't figure it out. I was very unclear on my message. And so first of all, what I did is I just made sure I had a really, really, really solid morning and evening routine. I made sure that I did my weekly shop so I didn't have to worry about there being healthy food in the fridge. Every time I cooked food, I would batch cook it so that it was already there. So the foundations were there. And then I made a commitment to myself to show up online every day and post a minimum of 3 videos. And at first I was just literally talking. I didn't know what I was saying, but I had to embody and had to claim the fact that I was a content creator and I was an influencer and there were hundreds of thousands of people watching me. When I did that and I showed up with that energy every single day, and it wasn't always easy, but I showed up with that energy every single day. I said what I had to say. I started to get traction. Within 6 months, I'd gone from 500 followers to 100,000 followers. And maybe content creation is not your path, but I just want to show you this is what happens when you fully embody the energy and you commit to it. You have to commit to this version of yourself that you want to be. You cannot be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. The reason why I'm creating this video is because this weekend I had this moment where I was like, I am not where I want to be. It's not a bad life, but I am not where I want to be. And I know I'm destined for so much more, but I have 1 foot in the old version of me. I'm saying I want this version of me, but I'm not fully committed. So where do I need to plug this gap? I need to clean up my diet a bit. I need to be focusing on my limiting beliefs and my subconscious reprogramming a bit more, because our belief systems, they rule absolutely everything. If you've got a bunch of beliefs that are telling you that you can't be this version of yourself, you need to look at those. You need to look at what experiences have led to you gaining that belief and rewrite them. And we can rewrite our beliefs by literally showing up and creating new ones with exposure therapy. Like many people watching this video, you probably carry the witch wound, right? We're all so scared of being visible. I had the same thing this time last year. Although I wanted to show up online, I was terrified that something bad was going to happen. I was terrified I was going to get in trouble. I was terrified I was going to be burnt at the stake. But I showed up. And at first, nobody was watching my videos for the first 3 months. But every time I showed up and I realized like nothing bad has happened, slowly it rewrote the belief for me that it is safe for me to show up online. It is safe for me to express myself. You need to be doing this with yourself too. This is how you create the new version of you. You literally have to rewrite those belief systems. And it is possible, and it can happen very, very quickly if you choose to fully commit to it. And it can happen very quickly if you choose to commit. Every person is different, so I can't sit here and tell you it's going to happen in X amount of days or weeks. But if you fully commit and you continue to show up and you wholeheartedly believe that you can be this version of yourself, okay? You have to work through the self-doubt. You have to bring the fear and the self-doubt along for the ride. But you know how manifestation works. You have to act as if this version of you 1000% exists. In fact, she's already here and you already are her. And you have to move like that version over and over and over again until you become that version of you. And then you're going to be there. You're going to be happy for a while. And then there's probably going to be another version of you and you're going to have to reinvent yourself again. But what's the alternative? The alternative is you stay where you are now. You stay unhappy. You stay dissatisfied and you have one fucking precious life. Okay. And if you really know that you're destined for more, and if this video has found you, then you know you are, you have to give it all you've got and you've got to commit and you've got to fucking go for it. And to do that, you're going to really need to make sure that your environment is solid. Your environment as in where you actually spend your home, make sure that it's a sacred place, make sure it's as safe as possible. And you also need to make sure that what you're consuming and the people that you are around are in the direction of the version of yourself that you want to be. If you're settling for breadcrumby energy, if you're around toxic family members, if you're around people who are draining the life force out of you, if you're around people that are partying all the time, who hold very different belief systems to you in a negative way, it might be best to take some space so that you can actually concentrate on becoming this version of you. Anything that's going to pull you back to your old self, you want to distance yourself from. What are you consuming? Are you consuming murder documentaries, crime podcasts, listening to music that's really sad and really heavy about breakups? All of this stuff is going to affect your energy, and it's going to be harder for you to step into this version of yourself that you want to be. This version of yourself that you want to be is high vibe. She's not clogging her ears and filling her head with loads of really disturbing stories. No, she's listening to stuff that makes her feel good, And that's not to say you need to be listening to mindset or personal development podcasts all the time, but make sure that what you're listening to is creating a good feeling in your body. Because again, that's going to help you move into that stage so much quicker. The food you're eating, what are you drinking? Are you somebody who finds themselves very jittery and has to have 3 coffees a day? Ask yourself, is this serving me, the version of myself that I want to be? Is she jittery? Is she anxious all the time? Is she on edge? Or is she calm and she's grounded? And then slowly wean yourself down off that coffee and onto another drink. Drink decaf, drink matcha, drink tea. How is she taking care of herself? How is she looking after herself? Hot baths, self-massages, yoga, meditation, journaling, getting outdoors, spending time in nature. When you initially do this exercise, you might think, oh, shit, I've got so much I need to do. But you can plug that gap quicker than you think, because the more that you start to do the small habits, the more the big habits are just going to form naturally. What feels very difficult at the beginning, after a few weeks, after a month, is going to be natural to you. And then you can habit stack on top of that and change something else. And there's going to be days when you question yourself, and there's going to be days that you fall off the wagon. But as long as you get back on it and you tell yourself, I'm committed to this version of myself, that's all that matters. Give yourself some love, get back on the horse. I heard somebody say once, falling off the wagon for one day is fine, but 2 days in it becomes a habit. So if you have an off day, give yourself grace, get back on it the next day. This discipline and devotion to this future version of yourself is going to be so worth the rewards once you get to her. And she's going to be so thankful. And when you go to bed every night, I want you to feel how it feels to be that version, that future version of you now, and how grateful you are going to feel for the fact that you did this work and you made these changes, and feel how good it feels to be that version of you. So grateful with everything that she wants in life, with the love, the friendships, the money, the travel, the house, whatever it is, because it all starts with a decision. And if you've clicked on this video, it must be something you want. I want you to make a commitment, and I want you to make a decision to yourself right now that you are going to claim that version of yourself that you want to be. I love you. I'm so fucking proud of you. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a comment. Let me know what has landed for you. Make sure to like and subscribe. I drop videos whenever I really feel like it, sometimes once a week, sometimes twice a week, when I've got a message to share. Thank you for being here. Take care.